Do you ever feel that lack of connection with your husband? One of the biggest problems in marriage is feeling like you're not connected. You've probably heard so many times that communication is the key to a happy relationship, and you know that. But how can you communicate with someone when they're not really interested in connecting with you, when they don't listen, when they never seem to have the time to talk to you, except when they're telling you that something needs to be done? It's like, some admin type stuff, or even they're criticizing you. And there's these constant misunderstandings. You try to talk things through, but discussions usually end up in fights. Does any of that sound familiar to you? Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Diba. I'm a professional life coach, and I'm here to help you in both your personal and your professional life. You might feel like they really don't know how to listen to you, and listening in their eyes is just sort of justifying their position. So they're not really trying to see where you're coming from, and you try to make things better, right? You might take different approaches. You might try listening yourself better or explaining your position a bit more clearly. But in the end, things somehow tend to get worse. When we feel like we aren't heard and our feelings are not being respected, we do a few things. We might talk louder. We might, raise our voice because feel like we're not being heard, or we sometimes withdraw. And sometimes it's a combination of the two at different times. But over time, with constant miscommunication and misunderstandings, couples do tend to grow more distant in order to avoid just getting hurt. And then we separate ourselves from that painful experience, or we end up tiptoeing around them. And it's because of that cycle of misunderstanding, it gets reinforced. And we start to not have good thoughts about them. We don't have good feelings about them. And that furthers that disconnect. If any of that sounds familiar to you and you're struggling in your relationship and you want help, please do get